Andrew Kavanaugh finds himself at the centre of a defining moment for Rangers, with the club's future direction hanging in the balance. The chairman is weighing up a critical call that could shape both the team's season and his own relationship with the Ibrox faithful. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. But first, Russell Martin could go a long way to getting Rangers supporters back on side by making Nicholas Raskin the captain. That's the view that has been put forward by Ali McCoist. While he didn't quite go as far as to fully get behind the suggestion, he does think it would make a hell of a statement. Currently, James Tavernier is the skipper. Raskin only came back into the side for the weekend win over Hibs, where he scored the opener. McCoist insists Raskin must play every game from here on in, despite any personal grievance between himself and the head coach. And after a much-needed win on Saturday night, McCoist believes more feel-good factor could be achieved by promoting Raskin to captaincy of the side. "I'll tell you what I think," he said on TalkSport Breakfast. "I watched the game and Rangers were a lot better. They got a wee bit of luck with the Hibs goal that was disallowed, but they didn't get any luck the week before when 3 big decisions went against them. But on Raskin, I've said that I couldn't believe that he didn't play in the last couple of big games. Clearly something happened which we've not been privy to, but you can't do anything to affect the team because the team is everything. So in my view, Raskin must play. The team is above any personal feud. If there's been a breach of discipline, I get that, and there will be occasions when you have to clamp down on players. But I don't think you can do it long term if it's to the detriment of the team. You're right though, one of the things he could do to get the majority of fans back on side would be to make Raskin skipper longer term. I think it's a valid point that Raskin in the middle of the park with whether it's Thelo Arsgaard or Mohamed Diomande sitting in front as a 10 is not a bad midfield at all. Russell Martin has to keep winning games, but he has to do other things to get the fans back on side. Does it create a problem itself, changing captain? I'm not so sure. It would be a heck of a statement, I'll give you that. Now in a huge Andrew Kavanaugh dilemma, Andrew Kavanaugh watched on as Russell Martin clung to some much-needed relief, guiding Rangers to a 2-0 victory over Hibs in the Premier Sports Cup on Saturday. David Gray's men arrived at Ibrox on the 20th of September with the pressure squarely on the home dugout, but Martin's side delivered when it mattered most, booking their place in the semi-finals and snapping a worrying 5-game winless streak. It was a night that may have bought the under-fire boss a little breathing space, yet the tension around Ibrox is far from eased. With fan unrest reaching fever pitch and calls for Martin's dismissal growing louder by the week, the club's chairman Andrew Kavanaugh now finds himself in the unenviable role of kingmaker. As journalist Keith Jackson observed, Kavanaugh is caught in a no-win situation. Back his manager and he risks alienating the Ibrox faithful, but bow to the demands of the crowd, and he may come across as a leader too easily swayed. Either way, Kavanaugh is most certainly at a crossroads and in the most unenviable of positions, Jackson wrote on the 22nd of September. He would certainly win them over with a single stroke of a pen should he put a thick red line through Martin's name before returning to the States later this week. Equally, it could also become a rod for his own back. If Kavanaugh can be bullied into doing as he's told, it might make him appear like a weak leader and one who can be easily manipulated when the herd turns. For Martin at least, the win over Hibs carried more than just scoreboard significance. The game saw the return of Nicholas Raskin, who finally earned his starting spot and repaid that faith instantly. The Belgian international, previously frozen out of the squads for Celtic and Hearts, made his mark by scoring after James Tavernier's pinpoint in-swinging corner. The decision to recall Raskin hinted at a possible thaw in whatever tensions had built between the midfielder and his manager. With Rangers struggling for momentum in the league, his reintroduction could prove critical as they look to salvage their season. Now attention shifts quickly to Europe, where Rangers face a crucial Europa League clash against Genk on the 25th of September. For Martin, the selection of Raskin should be a simple one. After Saturday's impact, the Belgian may well be indispensable in the battles to come. Before we get into our next story, if you are enjoying today's video and you would like to see more and stay updated with the latest Rangers news, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a video. Thank you, let's get back into the video. As the Rangers players were tuning into Russell Martin's team talk on the other side of the dressing room wall that backs onto Edmonston Drive, around 1,500 fans were giving their very own pre-match address. Choruses of "Get out of our club" and "If you hate Russell Martin, clap your hands" rang out just a brick's width away, as supporters turned up the volume to voice their discontent at not only the head coach, but also CEO Patrick Stewart, both of whom had presided over the club's worst league start in 47 years. For the Rangers players waiting to take the field against Hibs in the Premier Sports Cup quarter-final, the soundtrack was ominous. Still, striker Bojan Miovski insisted they knew that unity was the only way forward in such testing times. "We know that a lot of things are happening outside of the dressing room," he said, "but we need to stick together and focus on football and winning football games. As a football player, of course, you have this situation. We know how to manage these things. We just need to give a good performance to the fans and win games." On Saturday evening, they did just that, coming away with a 2-0 victory in a game that saw the striker open his account in a Rangers jersey. The result meant a Hampden semi-final to come, and, perhaps more importantly, it brought down the temperature on a situation that had threatened to explode at times this season. In his previous 2 outings, Miovski had experienced the battling 0-0 Old Firm draw debut, and a 2-0 capitulation at home to Hearts that only served to pour petrol on the flames of growing resentment in the stands towards the current regime, during both of which the striker found himself isolated and deprived of opportunities that his tireless work off the ball deserved. Like any good target man though, the North Macedonian admits it was all about keeping a cool head to be ready when the chances inevitably presented themselves. "Of course, I'm happy. It's the first of many," he said of his maiden strike. "I think today we dominated the game, we pressed really well, and we didn't rush this final pass. We were a little bit calmer, and of course we scored that first important goal. Then, after the second, we stayed together. We had a couple of chances in the second half that we could have killed the game. But overall, we are happy with the performance today. As a striker, you need to be always focused and patient because the teams are defending really deep. So I need to stay focused all the time. As you can see today, the chance came, and you need to be there and focused. So yeah, of course I will continue on this way to be focused in front of the goal, because this is really important for the striker." The striker's close-range finish added to an opening goal from Nico Raskin. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.